Hello, beautiful people from around the world. Welcome to the Unleashing Potentials podcast. I'm your host, Bernadette, and joining me today is Tunisha Lindsey. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Bernadette?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I'm happy you're here today.
And I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Where about are you, if you don't mind sharing?
Sure, I will share. I am in Weirton, West Virginia. So it's north. I live north. It's a little chilly today, but yeah.
Oh, here too. Yeah. Do you guys have the full seasons as well?
We do. Summer, spring, fall, and winter. Yes.
Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, it gets really cold here. It's awful. Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Tanisha, what is it that you do and how do you do it? Tell us more about you and your story.
Yeah, so I love that and thank you for asking. So I do a couple things. So I have a e-commerce business and it's called Loyal Luxuries. And we've been in business for about this year will be 5 years. So we kind of opened up during COVID. And what we do, we sell accessories, women's accessories, handbags, jewelry, scarves, glasses, sunglasses, oils, perfumes. So all things accessories, because I always believe that it's the accessories that makes the outfit. If your accessories are on point, then you in the game, Bernadette. You in the game. So
Yeah.
we started that during COVID, and really excited about that. So then, which this is new and I'm just so excited about it. Last week, or Lindsey, I have the Lindsey Training Academy. Lindsey Training Academy has its very first CPD accredited curriculum. So we are really, really excited about that because the CPD, which is the Center for Professional Development, it's rigorous to go through, and I was able to do that within 30 days. So that is huge. We are excited. We just received that accreditation, like I said, just last week, just I think Tuesday or Wednesday. So it's just such an exciting time. So now I have two businesses, Loyal Luxuries and Lindsey Training Academy. So yes, that's what I do. I'm a artificial intelligence consultant. So the first curriculum naturally is a certified artificial intelligence consultant, CPD accredited. So we're excited about that.
Mm, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. You are,
Yes.
yeah, you're a busy woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
With
So,
the help of AI, it
yeah,
gets me together. It keeps me really well organized and all of the things. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I love that. Walk me through to, the process or inspiration as to why you started an accessory business.
Oh, that's a great question. Because I love the accessories, right? So before that, I was in the Department of Emergency Medicine for 25 years. So I worked in the ER for 25 years, and as everybody across the world knows, COVID was just such a crazy time for everyone, right? For the in the financial aspect, in the work space. It was just such a trying time. Even for myself, I probably lost about seven family members in like 3 months
Wow.
due to COVID. So it was just so stressful for me. And so because I've always had the love of accessories, right? During the loss of so many family members, it got tough for me. Um, Emotionally, mentally. It was like you go to one homegoing and then 2 weeks later or a week and a half later, I'm going to another one. And the coping just was unbearable for me at that time. So I was like, I couldn't go to work. I couldn't. I couldn't go to work and take care of, patients, and I was dealing with my own struggles of loss. So I was like, what can I do,
Mhm.
at home And I was like, I'm gonna start me a business. And so that I'm starting a business. So that's what I
Yeah.
did. I took a couple dollars, I took $200 here, $100 here, wherever I could,
Hmm.
and just kind of built that up. Started very small, and now I have a whole studio.
Wow.
So it's, yeah, it's crazy. It's done so well. I'm really excited about it. And all it takes a lot of work to be an entrepreneur, as you know, right?
Of
It's a lot
course.
of work.
Yeah.
You get out of it what you put into it though, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever you put into it, that's what you expect to get out. So if you put nothing in, you're
Mhm.
probably going to get nothing out. So a lot of hard work has went into Loyal Luxuries. So I call it my baby. And Loyal is actually one of my grandbabies. So his name is Loyal. So I named it after him. So Loyal
Yeah.
Luxuries. Yes, so yes.
That's a really cool name. I love that. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounded like you transitioned quite a bit and you kind of go with went with the flow when the pandemic was happening because there was so much uncertainties. There still is. And I don't think
Still
people,
is.
yeah, people don't talk enough about the aftermath. You know, when there's an
Thank
earthquake,
you.
when there's any
Yeah.
type of natural disasters, which I think in a way happened to us globally.
Right.
And
Yes.
we don't talk about it anymore. Doesn't mean it's not there. I'd love for you to walk me through some of the residue of COVID trauma within your family and business as well, and how to get out of it.
I can honestly say I don't know if I'll ever be out of it, right? Because it's, does that make sense?
It does.
Because it's still lost. And I think it just depends on what I wanted to do was find something that I could put all of my energy into. So it was almost kind of an escape for me. But like I said, I don't know if I'll ever be out of it because loss is loss, right?
Yeah.
Family members are family members, loved ones are loved ones, right? So what I did was kind of literally, Bernadette, just drown myself in work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that that was the best thing to do,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm saying that's what I did. And yes, COVID, and thank you for recognizing that because COVID does have aftermath.
Yeah.
And we know that it was 5 years ago, but it's just as you said, it doesn't mean it's still that aftermath is not there. We may not touch on it. We may not even ask about it anymore. But the reason why I love this question is because when I say, and I think to be honest with you, a lot of businesses flourished during COVID. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of personality came out during COVID. A lot of creativity came out during COVID. You know what I mean? Because I think that people were just trying to drown themselves and, out of whether it was losses or whether they had COVID themselves. Like
Yeah.
one of my sons had COVID. So can you imagine?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, my son has COVID, and thinking of the losses that I had already experienced, and now thinking that I was going to lose my son, even though he wasn't that bad. But a lot of the family members that I lost weren't
Yeah.
that bad, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, there's still that aftermath there, and it still has me drowning myself in work in the workspace, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're in corporate America, because now I have another business. So you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but thank you for recognizing that it still is affecting us. It may not affect you like it has affected me, but there's still that aftermath there. That was such a great word. Thank you for that. People don't understand that. They don't understand.
Yeah, yeah, I'm so sorry for your loss. Um, Grief is such a tricky thing to tackle because
Yes.
it can show up at any time,
Anytime.
any situation,
Yes.
and it doesn't knock before it knocks you down. Right?
That's great. That's a
Yeah, I
great
love that.
analogy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to us more about AI. Tell us the work that you're doing with it and why.
Oh my goodness. So literally just this year, I started with this artificial intelligence thing, thinking, right? And on a whole nother mindset, meaning I thought I was going to learn AI because I was going to do content creation for Loyal Luxuries on social media, and that was going to be the end of it. And then I really start digging into it so much so that I took a course, right? Learning more about AI. Then I went down this whole rabbit hole, right? And
Those
I'm
are
like,
fun.
wait a minute. I'm like, it can send out automatic emails. It
Yeah,
can make me a doctor's appointment. I'm like, what? I'm like, where have you been? And so I just
yeah.
went down this rabbit hole and start learning more and more and more. And I kind of got away from the content creation and I started building websites and
Mhm.
I started making tools.
Yeah.
And I start doing PowerPoint presentations in 45 seconds using different artificial intelligence tools. And I start doing voiceovers and I start doing my AI twin. And, I start doing all of those things. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm. So I'm like, I could do this.
Hmm.
Because the course I took, she also had her CPD accreditation. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could get accredited. No big deal. I have two master's degrees, right? I have a master's degree in curriculum and instruction from over 20 years ago. I have a master in business administration. I could do what she did. And now that I know a little bit about AI, I can create my own websites and make my own curriculum with the help of artificial intelligence. And
Hmm.
that's exactly what I did. So I kind of just went down a rabbit hole. So how I use AI, I use it day to day.
Mm.
And something else that I do, I try to get in front of the Chamber of Commerce, other entrepreneurs, other small businesses, large businesses, corporations, to
Hmm.
teach them how they can save time, money, and energy. Because we need to that's one thing we cannot get back is time, right?
Mm.
So, like you said, how your kids are home because there's a strike, going on, and you're
Yeah.
so busy trying to work, you know what I mean? And now you may even be a teacher to them. So now you're trying to teach them what they're missing in school. And then now you're trying to work and do interviews, you know what I mean? So those are some ways that AI can help you. Maybe there's a tool that can be created for your kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. Maybe you can go on ChatGPT and ask chat. And I know, which I love, now I'm doing something called IntelliTalks. I do that about every 30 to 45 days, and it's free. And
Hmm.
I do it, people register on Eventbrite. But what I do is I tell them a lot about ChatGPT because, most people are like, oh, yeah, I know chat. Nah, but you don't really know the ins and outs of chat. You don't know chat has these modes that you could put it in
Yeah.
to do this or to do that. Or you don't know if you go into Agent GPT, it can make you appointment. So now when I try to get in front of businesses or entrepreneurs,
Hmm.
it does it for me. I'm hands
Yeah.
free. I just give it a command and it drafts the emails and it does the whole kit and caboodle because they're connectors with people that if you don't know the ins and outs of chat, you don't know there's connectors. And so you could connect your Gmail, you can connect, you know what I mean? If you're a Microsoft user, you could connect Skype. There's some things you could connect, but you have to go into the settings to make sure you do all of that and like giving it your brand voice. So if you want it to sound like Bernadette, you need to go in there and tell it that this is how you sound, this is how you speak, this is how you talk.
Hmm.
And so when though they are, or when chat or agent GPT are drafting those emails, it's not so clear that, oh, that's not Bernadette talking. She must have used chat. You ever say that? Like, I know that ain't Tamika. She don't even sound like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So it takes away from that. So it's wonderful. But those are some of the things that I'm doing with artificial intelligence. So just not keeping it all to myself, but giving it out for free to people who register because you can't get anything for free. To people who register. And it's kind of a marketing tactic as well because now we have that accreditation, right? So now if you want to dig in deep with artificial intelligence, learners are able to, register for the artificial intelligence CPD accredited course, which is wonderful because employers now will give those learners CEUs, right? So because you're taking an accredited course or maybe help with some portion of that cost. It's
Mhm.
wonderful. But they're only going to do that if you're accredited through the CPD. They're not going to do that if you took an Instagram course, right? With, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
Susie, so just being in the ER and knowing how important that is. Employers really nowadays frown upon you not trying to get any other outside, or enhancing the education that you already have. They kind of frown upon that. But if somebody's wanting to learn AI, taking a deeper dive, want to go full throttle, they want to speak about it, you want to teach about it, you want to educate about it, you want to do all of those things. This, by taking our course, is the way you can do that. But there's some things on the back end you can do. Like I said, let your employer know you want to learn about AI, and then maybe they will help with that cost. You'll definitely get continue education credits for taking that course. So it's like a win-win all across the board, Bernadette, literally.
yeah. Thank you for sharing. I'd love
Yeah.
to dissect this a little bit more because the spectrum is from one to 1,000 or whichever direction. Thank you for teaching about AI because I'm young, but people that are a bit wiser than I am. Some people literally don't know how to use even a laptop. All right, that's where your work comes in, and I know many other people in small businesses. They're doing their best to help, and then
Yes.
here I am as a millennial. I can't keep up with AI. It's too much, too fast, too soon. I didn't own a cell phone until I was 15, and I'm tossed in doing a podcast.
Right. You're like, what is this?
I can't keep up with it. It's not that I don't want to
Yeah.
put in the work. It's like
Right.
I need to have so many browsers open just to release one episode. Why not just two?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, it's a challenge. So what would you say to skeptics when it comes to AI? Because some people use AI more than others. What are your thoughts on that?
So my thought is just give it a try, because
Yep.
yeah, you got to try it, right? You got to, it's like we say here, like you got to try it before you buy it. You know what I mean? So just try it. Like start with something simplistic, like maybe, and I always use ChatGPT as the basics, because if you can't get that, you're not going to understand any of these other tools, right? And even when I'm designing websites or tools, I start with chat. And chat does a design document. So a design document for somebody who's in a developer, that would be $5,000.
Mm,
And chat could do it in 30
3 seconds.
seconds.
No, 30. Yeah, that's faster than I was thinking.
So I would just say try it, do something simplistic. Like it's like the buy-in, right? You need
Yeah.
something that's going to buy in. You want to buy in. So I always say when I'm doing these IntelliTalks, do something like thinking something that you're doing in your everyday. Like even for you, you know what I mean? Like you like, I have to have all these browsers up to do a task.
Yeah.
I would say ask ChatGPT, you know, hey, how I do this podcast, what I mean, put it in a podcaster's mode, because ChatGPT has over 25,000 modes it can go into.
Wow.
So put it in, there's a podcast mode. You can say, hi, I have a podcast. It's called, the Unleashing Potentials podcast. I'm Bernadette. I have to have XYZ up at one time.
Mm,
How can I make this more simplistic? And ChatGPT is going to give you ways, Bernadette, that you can make your job easier, or a more simplistic way of getting the end result.
yeah. 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 I love that. Thank you for sharing.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. What would you say to entrepreneurs? They're just starting, they're scared, confused, and they're not seeing results right away. All of us want results right now, but at times, actually, most of the time, it doesn't work that way. I've learned that, and I'm sure you've learned it within your business. What would you say to them?
Keep going.
Mm,
Um, I think when I was in a master's degree program, they always taught us like you really don't see a return from a business until over 5 years. You really, you know what I mean? Because there's so much that can happen from start to 5 years. And
mhm.
usually most businesses, if they're going to flop, they're going to kind of flop between that time frame because they're not going to figure it out. So to most entrepreneurs who want to start or you have a business in your belly, I would just say start it. But you have to give it your all. I think we are of instant gratification. We want everything right now. We want it now, we want it fast, right? Because success loves speed. But we want everything right now. We want it so fast. And being an entrepreneur, that doesn't come fast, not, not in most times, in most instances, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of have to keep plugging away at it. There's long hours, there's sleepless nights. There's sometimes you're going to cry, you're going to be upset, you're going to be hurt. Customers are going to get on your nerves. People are going to get on your nerves. You know what I mean? Money may look scarce. Money may not be there. All kind of things when you're an entrepreneur. Everything that you can imagine is going to happen. But my motivation is just keep going because really, if it's really something you want to do, you're going to keep going. You're not going to stop. You're not going to quit. Don't quit so easily. If something doesn't happen in 3 months, okay, keep going.
Yeah.
I'm still building. I think Facebook now I have almost 8,000 followers. I would love to have 50,000 followers. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
some of these people, I'm like, what are they doing to get 50,000 followers? But some of them, they just got so much drama. People like drama on social media, and
Oh,
I'm just trying to sell. You know what I mean? I'm just, just trying to sell products and posting products. But I would tell entrepreneurs, keep going. Don't stop because if you quit, then you are never going to know what could have been.
mm,
You're
yeah.
never going to reach that what could have been because maybe in 5 years it could have been this.
Yeah.
I started selling purses at my dining room table. I didn't always have a studio. I got big portrait lights in here and big cases behind me. It didn't start like that 5 years ago. Trust me, I was selling handbags out of a basket. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it didn't start like that. I didn't have a big old PC. I was doing it off of my iPad, an older iPad. So I didn't have the know-how, but what I did have was the drive.
Yeah.
You need drive in order to be an entrepreneur. If you don't have no drive, I don't know what's going to happen. You have to have the drive. So even if you don't have the know-how and you got to kind of earn things out and work things out, you must have drive.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
must have drive.
Thank you for sharing. Let's talk about authenticity a little bit because as you were sharing, that's what came to mind. With different people getting so many subscribers, so many views, so many this, so many that, how can we be humble and remain authentic?
I know. And that's a great question because I think that's what it's all about, right? And
Mhm.
like you said, you see so many, oh, she got 10 million subscribers on YouTube. You're like, how did they do that? Like, how did they get and it could get discouraging at times because it has for me. It's like, why don't I have as many followers? Because I am authentic. I am who I am. And you're going to like me or you're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I tell people, it doesn't have anything to do with the quality of products that we sell. You're still going to get quality if you don't like me. I know I have people who purchase who don't like me, right? But we continue to push quality products. That's what you'll get whether you like me or not. So I think it's really important to stay your authentic self and not be somebody that you're not because what's going to happen is eventually the true you is going to show up. You can only put on a facade for so long,
Yeah.
right? You can only pretend. I can't pretend to be you. I can, but after a while, Tanisha's really, I'm gonna show up. They're gonna be like, who I thought, why
Yeah.
is she acting like that now? Right? Because it's really who I am.
Yeah.
So, I really thrive on being your authentic self. And what I've learned is people connect with that.
Hmm.
When you're on social media, because I go live sometime, people connect with that. They want to know you have pets. They want to know you have children, and what I mean, they want to know. Just like I said, oh, where's the strike? Where's that at? And you're like, I'm in Canada. I'm like, oh wow, because it kind of reminded me of COVID, right? When there was COVID. 5 years ago, I had a few kids at home at that time, and I had to be teacher. I had to play entrepreneur, and I still wasn't fully out of corporate America yet, right? So it's tough. So the authentic, being authentic is like everything. It's everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's everything. It means everything, and it means everything to people because people want to find a way to connect with you. They
Hmm.
want to find a way, whether it's if it's talking about my wig, my glasses, my jewelry, my children, my grandchildren. They want to find a way just to connect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. What other projects are you working on? I know you
Oh
have
my goodness.
your training academy, which you touched on a bit. Tell us more.
Yeah. So we also have with the Lindsey Training Academy, we have some courses over on School, SKOOL.
Hmm.
So what we're doing over on School, because you realize that okay, everyone may not have this money to put forward, or their employer won't put it forward, because taking the course it's expensive, right? It's not inexpensive. It is a little on the expensive side. We do have payment options though, which is great, right? We do have some payment options, but with that said, we still want learners to get on this AI wave, get on this AI train, because a learner told me like, oh yeah, AI is the future. I'm like, AI is now, baby. AI is not the future.
Yeah.
AI is happening right now. You know what I mean? Because everything, if you go to a cafeteria, they got a robot bringing you your food. You're like, what is this? You go to Wendy's and you got to go over here to order. They're not even taking orders. They're standing there. You're like, can you take my order? They're like, they're directing you over here to this kiosk
Yeah.
to take your order. So AI is not the future. It is right now. So
Hmm.
what I've done with keeping that in mind is offering those courses on School. Now, I will tell you, those courses on School are not accredited, right? But you can take them at a lower cost, at a lower price point, and still get some knowledge about artificial intelligence. So we're making so many ways for learners to get the knowledge. So we have the IntelliTalks every 30 to 45 days, which are free. You register on Eventbrite for those. And we just for an hour, I talk about AI, some systems, some things you can do, how you can incorporate, how you can dominate, how you can make money today. And then you go over to School and then you see $147 course. And I'm talking about make your AI twin. Make it not just make your AI twin, but make it walk, talk, and move. And I'm giving you two different systems to do two different things for
Hmm.
just $147. And then I'm giving you some ways that you can implement this today. Hey, make your AI twin, make it walk, talk, and move, post it on your social media. Tell people that you're doing, AI twin for photo shoots, right? Let them know they don't never have to go to a photographer no more, which you don't, because AI has almost eliminated that. Unless you're getting married or something like that, and you need those special moments. But a photo shoot, you don't need to go to a photographer. You can just upload a picture of you hanging out with the kids, right? Because all it needs is your face.
Yeah.
You can tell it what hairstyle you want. You can tell it with if you want jewelry, glasses, earrings, what color you want on, what kind of background, and it does it for you, right? So you don't need to use a photographer anymore or a videographer. You don't need to do those.
Yeah.
anymore. So we're offering not just free information on the IntelliTalks, which is a Zoom, but like I said, they register through Eventbrite. We have about 4 or 5 school courses on there right now. We have one for $7, and it gives you some information about using oh no, I forgot what it's called. Not Canva, because I want to do one on Canva.
There's so many.
There's so many. I don't can't forget because I do so many courses because I want to get it out there. But
Yeah.
it gives you all the information and how you can make TikTok reels in 10 minutes.
Mm.
How you can, not 10 minutes, 10 seconds. So
Mhm.
it gives you all of that information. So we have some from $7 to 100 to from free. We have some from free. AI boss. It's called AI boss, artificial intelligence boss, and it's just giving you some information on how you can, get clients to, kind of manage. It's a baseline,
Mhm.
but it will get you started. Remember, that's free. So we can't give you everything for free, right? So we
Yeah.
get we give you just enough. And if there's interest there, then people just because here's the thing, we have to invest in ourselves.
Mm.
Everything is not going to be free.
Mhm.
And I tell learners all the time, you want everybody to invest in you, but you won't put a dollar into yourself. Now that just, how does that work? How is that going to work?
Yeah.
When the rubber meets the road, how does that work? You have
Yeah.
to take time. You have to take uh, money. Unfortunately, it takes money because had I not paid money to invest in myself, I would not have Lindsey Training Academy.
Yeah.
Lindsey Training Academy is only like 2 months old. It's not, this is something as of recent. So, yeah.
Okay, okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything else we didn't get to talk about that you'd like to share?
Oh, I think that's it. I mean, those are my babies right now. Loyal Luxuries, Lindsay Training Academy, just trying to get that build up. I
Mm.
don't think that's going to be hard to do with, AI and um, being TPD certified. That's where you find so much leverage because that is global. That
Mhm.
is a global. So, yeah, I think we're good there.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So as we wrap up, I have two questions for you. The first one is, what is the meaning of life for you?
Oh my gosh. Goosebumps. Goosebumps. The meaning of life is, oh, I get goosebumps thinking about it. It's just, to me, the meaning of life is just doing what you love to do and do it unapologetically.
Mm.
People apologize for what they've done in life or what. Just do it and do it because I want to live my life and I'm going to do it. I'm going to live it to the fullest, but I'm going to do it unapologetically. I'm not going to apologize for being an entrepreneur. I'm not going to apologize for having enough wisdom and knowledge to just keep catapulting forward. I'm not going to apologize for that. So, the meaning of life for me is just doing what you want to do and do it gracefully. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be nasty. You can really get your point across in such a, what I'm saying, Birdie? You don't have to do, you don't, but just do what it is you want to do, accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. Set some goals for yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you meet those, set new ones. So thank you for that. That gave me goosebumps. I love that.
That's awesome. I love that you said to do it kindly, you know. That's what I do. Literally. It's a punch, but I don't force people to accept the truth. It just is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Tanisha, where can people find you, buy your jewelries and connect with your programs?
Wow. So, Loyal Luxuries, we also have a website. So, it's Loyal Luxuries on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. It's a black logo and it just says Loyal Luxuries. It's not nothing extravagant. But we also have a website, and a lot of our shoppers or a lot of our customers shop there. MyLoyalLuxuries.myshopify.com. for Lindsey Training Academy. And then in Instagram and Facebook, we have every link there. So there's a link to go directly to Lindsey Training Academy. There's also a link, my website link. So, which Lindsey Training Academy is Lindsey Training Academy dot lovable lovable.app. So that's how you get there. But if you're in Facebook or Instagram, you'll see all of that in the bio. Every link is there. You can just tap on it and it's going to take you directly to the websites.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
school, we are Lindsey Training Academy on school.
Mhm.
So joining our school community is free. That's another thing that's free because most oftentimes people charge to get into the community. We don't want to charge you to get into the community because it's imperative that you get the information that you need on artificial intelligence. So we don't charge you to get into the community. So it's Lindsey Training Academy on school as well to get into the community. And once you get there, you're able to find those free courses and those other courses.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Tanisha, thank you for coming on the podcast. Thank you for sharing. Continue to
Yes.
inspire, empower, and equip people. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a good day, Bernadette.
You too.